Welcome to the Zion Lutheran Church property, which we have just been approved to purchase. And we just want to make sure that you have all the information you need. It's been very difficult to do site visits because of the pandemic. So with my brother Branson Wright, we're going to give you a video tour of the property. We had to park back here. If you turn around, Branson, you can just show them this building in the back here. This is actually the Maple Heights Board of Education. This is our neighbor, and what a neighbor to have, an institutional neighbor. So when we talk about perhaps working with the schools and adopt a school and those sorts of things, we're right here. And for overflow parking on Sunday, I'm sure that that shouldn't be a problem. But since we're back here, before we get to the buildings, I thought we would take a look at what I've called the outback. This is open land. It's measured at about a little bit over an acre, and of course, you know, we can have our church picnics. We can have community events back here. This property is bordered by the old graveyard. This graveyard is, as far as I understand, is dormant. I'm pretty sure it was part of the Lutheran parish, because this property, this fellowship, this church is over 100 years old at this location. And so I'm sure this is probably some of the church members that passed away. And I'm sure back in the day, 100 years ago, many churches had their own graveyard. So as we walk, over this open land, who knows what the future holds? But regardless of what may develop, we're excited about the flexibility we have to build another facility if necessary. It's not something that we, are going to do, but if the Lord leads and the opportunity presents itself, and there's an opportunity to build in order to serve, we can put a multi-purpose building back here that's state of the art as we move through the future. So, or not, it would just be a picnic spot. And before we even get to the chapel, the main church and the fellowship hall, which we'll be using for our worship service, on this property included in the purchase is also this 3-bedroom Center Colonial home. And many churches, especially like the Lutheran denominations and others, when they would bring in a pastor, not only would they provide him a salary and other perks and benefits, but they'd also provide him housing, and not just housing, but a house. And so this is has been used as the pastor's parish or home, and it's a 3-bedroom home, attached garage. I don't know if we can get in there today, but we can walk around it. The house has great bones. It was in the middle of a rehab. It needs flooring. And some other improvements. I think the bathrooms need some work, but it's definitely something that wouldn't take much to make whole and either rent, lease, or sell. And we are right smack dab in the middle of Maple Heights, 2 major crossroads at Rockside and Dunham. And right now we're on Dunham Road facing south for those of you who are Boy Scouts or military or know your direction. And this building here was built sometime after the original church, probably about 50, 60 years ago. And this will be our main place of activity. Once we get inside, we'll show it. Hold about 150 people. We don't, post-COVID, under normal circumstances, it's everybody who's looked at the building, the realtors, inspectors, have given it, just A+ ratings in terms of its upkeep and its bones and structure. There are some repairs being done to it as part of our purchase agreement, including some new roofing and some other uh, repairs. Of course, we got some signage. One of the first things we'll have to do, of course, is replace all the signage and take down Zion Lutheran Church and put up Abundant Grace Fellowship. Amen. So we have, they just finished relining and repainting the parking lot and doing some minor repairs. And I believe this parking lot has capacity for up to 50 cars. There's also another small parking lot right behind us, which we probably use for, visitors and mothers with young children and handicapped, that sort of thing. But should we have the need it? There's a third parking lot that we talked about earlier. It's behind the garage out there that belongs to the Board of Education. And I'm pretty sure that they would have an issue with us using that for overflow on Sunday. And that parking lot probably holds another 50, 60 cars. The main entryway to the fellowship hall, which we will be using as our main service area. And welcome potentially to the new home of Abundant Grace Fellowship. Well, we just entered into the Parish House, but we're going to use this as our main area of activity, including our morning worship services. There is this small area back here we can use for classes prior to Sunday, perhaps. Even before we get up to the main area, there's a kitchen right here. The kitchen is in pretty good shape. The ladies who have reviewed the equipment have given it a passing grade. These tables, of course, can be we got a lot of flexibility here. We can set this up banquet style. We can set this up theater style for worship. If we were to have conferences or other events here. We have the flexibility. During the main worship service, though, we can seat chairs all the way through. And we figure the capacity could be about 150 post-COVID. The chairs right now are kind of set up for COVID purposes. They're spread out 6 feet apart. Don't know when we'll begin to have our worship services here, but soon after, if we decide to sign the papers, we'll most likely begin to broadcast our live stream from this location, as opposed to Studio B in my basement with Gina. Our audio equipment probably needs a little updating, repairs, but this is what would be our main worship sanctuary. Backside of the sanctuary. Reflect space. I mean, the worst case scenario is that post-COVID, as we begin to grow, we can actually easily go to 2 services. We have the pastor's study and the 2 main restrooms. This particular building does not have a lower level or a basement. This is just a 1-level building, but it is kind of spread out. Back here, we will do something about my. Back here we have the restrooms. And this is the men's room, I believe. This is the men's room here. And then the ladies' room is around the corner. The ladies' room, of course, is right off the sanctuary. And then as we come back this way, we have down this hallway, we have what they've been using as the pastor's study.
So I believe you have 12-inch soffit.
And although this is a smaller room, we could possibly have a small class back here, but we haven't really determined what the best use of this space is. Short walk from the Parish Hall, which would be our main area of activity, into the original chapel, which can you get that? 1896 is the original build date. And I understand this property, this building used to be located on another lot. And when they widened Rockside Road, they actually lifted this building up and rolled it down the street and put it on this current location. But yeah, this is a classic American church, Lutheran church. It's over 100 years old. We're kind of going in the back. Lobby here. Let's see if we get some lights. So yeah, we come in the back way, and we're going to enter the main sanctuary. And this is a classic Lutheran church. The stained glass windows, original. There's actually a pipe organ that is located in the balcony that I understand still is operational. Again, this is a smaller chapel, but fully occupied. We estimate this can hold about 170 or so people. We would use this for classroom space, teaching space. This building does have a lower level, and we're thinking about putting children's church down there with Elder Collins. And then maybe if it works out, we may rent this out for special occasions, for weddings or funerals or what have you. That's just a thought. All of this is just speculation at this point, but we're just kind of talking about the potential and the possibilities. And we would make some modifications based on our doctrine to some of the things you're looking at. In fact, I won't say anything more about that. We may talk to the Lutheran Congress and see if there's some things they may want to take out of here that we don't need. We've got this is a janitor's closet, some men's room here, ladies' room here, and here's a ladies' room, and then down here, they were using this as a nursery. So this is where we thought we might have a children's church, or usually use this for the home base for our youth ministry. Maybe teens upstairs, primary down here. We may have to find someplace closer for the nursery and the other building during church, but it's just got a lot of space. It's the basement is dry and foundation is solid. And even though, like I said, the church is over 100 years old, it's only been on this foundation maybe 40, about 50 years or so. And so it's in still really, really good shape. A lot of room to work.